Hey everyone, Lilith here. Welcome to another video. So basically, ADV SU is having a massive overhaul soon because ADV ZU released a new VR, which is the first time after the tier unfroze, which has led to one Pokemon rising while 25 drop. So, to basically speculate about how this will change the metagame, I brought fellow council member Zpice to discuss this with me.
What is
That's
good? It is the greatest far-fetched user of all time. The Duck Maestro himself. What is up? I'm here to help out Lilith here in terms of trying to make sure that we discuss over some of the recent drops. And the rise.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the sequel.
yeah. Let's start with that.
Yeah, let's start with the rise. Yeah.
Okay, Pineco has risen to ZU because, I mean,
Uh,
spikes. Like,
Okay, there's a lot. There's a lot bigger than that. There's a lot bigger than that.
yeah,
So Pineco has a lot of utility within itself, such as like explosion and rapid spin, alongside blowing up, and it's got decent
wait,
enough bulk
explosion
where.
alongside blowing up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, explosion is double in because it halves defense. Yeah, like let's put
Ah,
it this way:
yes, of
it's
course.
explosion square. It's explosion. Okay, it's not quite squared, but it's explosion times two.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, what is it? S- Snorunt had fill out the meta especially hard given the circumstances of you're an ice type, you've got a
Yeah,
lot more
yeah.
margins
I'm
and
surprised.
in the
Yeah,
metagame.
yeah, I'm surprised this Snoran's a drop and not just we had it the whole time because, why? Like, how was it ever considered better than Pineco? Like, I mean,
I
if you
think another.
just look at this them side by side, like, yeah, Snoran's faster, but like, it's not particularly fast, and Pineco's just bulkier, has a better typing, has a better move pool, and actually hits harder.
I think it was slightly better, especially bulky. There was
Yeah.
bigger presence of things like execute and Bailey from the tier, which yeah, sure, Pineco could probably do things like toxic and whatnot,
Yeah.
but you can maybe put to sleep and all that stuff. Whereas Snorunt has like Ice Beam, which is able to like hit hard, and I think that was a big difference.
Yeah,
Despite
okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. We'll get to Snorunt later because, spoiler alert, that's one of the drops.
8 million of them, the entire metagame dropped. Gyarados dropped from ZU to SU. Definitely do not fact check that.
Okay, I think, so want to just go in alphabetical order of the
Yeah, that's
drops?
fine.
Okay,
Makes it more coherent.
yeah,
All
and
right,
I
so
mean, which means we're starting off with what might be the one I'm most excited about, Aeron. We have a steel type that isn't Beldum.
about damn time, man. It's been
Yeah.
a while. It's been a while. Aaron's been. Wait, Aaron used to be in this tier before, like at the very start. I think around like the January show, stuff. Around like
Oh,
January meta, for, like
what, January
last year,
of 20? Yeah,
2023.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
last year.
before I joined. So
Yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna say it was one of the. I think it was like one of the two recent, like it was one of the more recent like rises. Is that how you say? It? Yeah, one of the more recent rises. Again, being just steel typing and bulky and a great normal resist helps
yeah,
help Aaron in this case just be decently special bulky. And again, Aaron has good attack stat. I mean, base 70 attack is genuinely solid. Like
yeah.
no doubt about it.
I
Um,
mean, like, let's compare that to like the main normal resist of current SU Onyx with its astonishing base 45 attack.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. That's effectively what is it? Choice band boosted and all that stuff as well. Okay, no, that's a stretch. But like,
Uh, let's
no,
see.
it's
Well,
not.
if
It's
we're
not. It's
giving
not.
them
It's not.
both like max attack adamant, then Aeon hits 262 while Onyx hits 207.
Hold on.
Although realistically, Onyx is running Jolly, but Aeron is running Adamant. So really, yeah, it's actually. Hang
Okay.
on, 260.
I did.
Yeah, it's
I did the
honestly
maths.
almost as much as the choice band boost.
Yeah, I
Well,
was
it
gonna say it's 283.5 compared to 262. That's the comparison.
yeah. Plus,
Because
I
Aaron
mean,
was it? Aaron tends to run Adamant, and then you've got Jolly on Onyx.
yeah. Plus, I mean, you've got the problem of like the current normal resists like just really struggle with special attackers. And while Aeron's special bulk isn't like amazing, in fact, it's kind of bad, its only special weakness is water.
That is admittedly true. Now one thing I will say that hinders that holds Aaron back a little bit is I guess the rock typing. That significantly hinders it as much as it has that steel typing. Given the fact that you're quad weak to ground, you're quad weak to fighting.
Y-
So
y-
you're
yeah,
manky fodder. You're straight
yeah.
manky fodder.
And also
Um,
Machop, because you're actually slower than Machop.
yeah, Machop's another big one. I think Baltoy's a big one as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, basically anything that runs a ground or fighting move.
That is
Like
far.
Loudred actually. Loudred previously
Yeah,
wasn't considered part of the tier, but like it's been on the rise lately, and honestly, I feel like Aeron, like the fact that it has coverage moves to hit the normal resist, because this isn't the only new normal resist. We're getting three new normal resists and a normal immunity, and Loudred has a much easier time against them than Meowth or Farfetch'd or okay, Snubble's basically a tie. Because doesn't Snubble also get Earthquake?
I believe Snubble gets earthquake. Yeah, Snubble does get earthquake.
Okay.
I
Um,
will
I
say though, Aaron tends to run a little bit of speed EVs, I believe, to creep base 40. Correct me if I'm wrong.
well
Um,
in ZU, right?
no, I feel like it'll be doing that in SU as well.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
let's look at the mods in like base 40 speed
yeah.
because
Let's
I
see,
believe
base
execute.
40.
Yeah,
There's
execute's one of them.
and like Gulpin.
Gulpin's
Uh,
not gonna be sent. Okay, maybe no, Lobs are on speed EVs. You're
yeah,
running it.
yeah.
You're
So
running
I
a
don't really
Mareep,
think.
running phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Mareep 30? Mareep's base, those are base 35, so maybe it only needs to run to creep base 35,
Yeah, that is true. Um,
which I
that could be a
means
shout.
that means more HP EVs, which is cool.
But
Um,
again, you also consider the fact that executes in the tier. I think that's significant enough in its own right. Oh, yeah,
well, we'll get
execute.
to execute.
Yeah, we'll get to that soon. We'll get to that soon. Gonna add the suspense in. You feel me?
Yeah. Although one thing I will say is its move pool is honestly not that great. And it's kind of weird because like you see like Agron in ADV RU and it has a great move pool, but like I mean, yeah, you have Quake slide coverage, but that's
Yeah,
kind of it.
no, you have quick side coverage, and then you have double edge rockhead. I
Yeah,
think that's significant enough, and then you can just
yeah.
run in power. That's fine.
I mean,
Not even
yeah,
a
I guess I'm just thinking of like in future gens when you have Rockhead Head Smash and you have Rock Polish and you have Stealth Rock and I think it gets Stone Edge in later
it
gens.
also, I mean, it gets aerial ace though. That's funny.
I mean that's funny, but also I'd like to point out that your options for Steel Stab are
Iron Tail.
terrible. I mean you probably like I mean granted like do you really care about that like I mean, you have Rock Slide to hit ice types, you have Earthquake to hit rock types. Like, do you need a steel move? I really don't think so.
I don't think that's a significant thing. Hold on, I'm checking. Yeah, I was gonna say because the standard Aaron set for ZU doesn't typically tend to run steel stab anyway.
Yeah,
It runs
yeah,
like
I can't imagine why, given that
yeah.
arguably its best option when you take into account accuracy is hidden power steel,
Yeah,
which is
that might be an issue,
Yeah.
yeah?
And if you are running hidden power as your as a stab move, then that's just sad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're either a bug type, Pidgeotto in Generation 2, or God knows, you're a silly pillock. Or
Yeah.
grass type normally. That might be a big thing.
Although speaking of grass types,
Good
Bayleaf.
segue. Big Bayleaf.
Uh okay, right away, it has sword stance and it has reliable recovery.
It's one of those ones. It's gonna be one of those ones.
Did
Um,
I don't think that's the best set. I think it's the set I'm gonna run, but I think you're probably better off using it as a screen setter because
there's a lot of stuff that Bayleaf runs,
because
I'd say.
dual screens currently, like, the best option for that is Ladian, which which is just unfortunate. I
I
mean,
think
yeah,
that,
like, you have it on dual screens on Baltoy or Mareep or Natu or Clefairy, but like Ladian's really the only dual screens mon in the current SU that doesn't have anything better to do with those move slots.
let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. Let's compare the bulk Bayleaf has to the signature physical wall Slowpoke. Like you look here with Slowpoke. Slowpoke has base 90 HP and a base 65 defense stat, compared to Bayleaf, which has a base 60 HP stat and a base 80 defense stat. So I'd say Bayleaf has a
Okay, if we
signature
max them both out, let me just multiply this out. I have my calculator nearby.
Go ahead.
So Slowpoke is 4.8% bulkier physically than Bayleaf, assuming both of them max their stats out.
I mean, you also have to take you got a lot of things to take into account as well.
Namely
It
typing, right?
yeah, I was gonna say type. Yeah, I think typing is
This
more
is not a
significant in
good
this.
typing. Grass type is a
Funnily,
very rough type in ADV in general, all but like in this tier especially. Like,
I actually don't.
I mean,
I'm not actually. That might be a lie.
I mean,
'Cause you got a lot of ships. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
like the
I mean,
Bailey,
the Edgequake matchup is nice, but like this
yeah.
tier has so many ice moves.
Let's
Like
put it to this
you've
context.
got Illumise Ice Punch, you've got Clefairy Ice Beam, you've got
Use the fairy.
well,
Use the
you've
Ekans.
got you've got three new ice types dropping.
Lose the Illu.
Yeah.
You lose the
Granted, it's
Ledian.
not like Slowpoke has that great of an Illumise matchup either, as I
No,
have learned the hard way many times.
of course you have. You and your calm minds. No, I'm just messing.
I- hey, it's not my fault that all the other mons have already done. Okay, to be fair, yeah, it kind of is, but like,
This is good. Nah, you're good.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm very trigger happy with Explosion. Okay,
Honestly, I don't blame you. I see button, I click button, button go bro.
yeah,
Literally my favorite.
yeah. I mean, it's just so fun to click Explosion.
It's a tried and tested formula. What could I say? Christ.
Yeah,
But yeah, back to Bayleaf. Bayleaf has decent special bulk as well. Again, like
I
its
mean,
base
it's
Spadef is.
the same as its physical bulk.
I mean, yeah, but it goes a long way. It goes a long way. Leech Seed's something big. I
Yeah,
think for yeah, it's pretty decent.
I think the
Again,
biggest distinguishing factor is synthesis because
yeah, that reliable recovery is huge. I
yeah,
think
because
that's a
Slowpoke doesn't have that, Numel doesn't have that,
Slowpoke. Yeah, Slowpoke's
Mareep
forced. Yeah, Marie forced to
Mareep
get that.
doesn't have it.
Then again, you're not really using Bayleaf as a mon to beat like Bolt Beam users, because yeah, you're weak to
Well,
half of it.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the defensive mons of the tier, other than Clefairy, don't have reliable recovery. Like
You're
you
missing out on
see,
it. missing out on specially bulky Illumise. That shit like heat.
Eh, I don't know. I tend to think of
No,
Illumise as more of an offensive mon.
yeah, it is. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I guess you could run like Carmine Reflect Natu with Rest. Close
But
enough.
rest isn't. I mean, I guess with early bird, but like,
Yeah, that's like one turn. That ain't even that bad.
I mean, yeah, but you know what is bad? Natu's bulk.
Not with Reflect and Calm Mind.
Yeah, but 40, 45, 45. Like,
That is
at
rough.
that
That is
at
rough.
that point, just use Clefairy. Like, it's just bulkier and also has calm mind and screens.
I don't know about that. I think there's some cases where Natu can be useful in this situation, whereas Clefairy isn't. I mean, um,
Right, but I think those are
there's some
situations
situation.
are offensive, but also I think we're kind of off topic.
Yeah, we're kind of getting off topic. We need to go back to Bayleaf here.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Bayleaf has a.
is there
Good.
more to say about Bayleaf?
I mean, it's. I mean, it doesn't really get as much. If you're running like Sword Dance and stuff, yeah, you got like Body Slam. I mean, you got your hidden powers and you got your bloody ancient power you run for every single game. Oh, and your
I
Iron
mean,
Tails and whatnot.
I think it's just kind of like you run Swords Dance Synthesis, Body Slam, and then you have like a no investment Giga Drain. Wait, this thing doesn't get Giga Drain. What?
Oh, it does. It's a
Oh
usually
wait,
uses moves.
wait. Why is
I
it a
believe it's like
usually useless? Okay, well,
because it's like
regardless, like you just
base
basically
60.
are a Swords Dance Sweeper that has a funny move to click against the rock ground types. But then
Oh
again,
hell.
Aeron.
It's all fun and games until I tried the flail set.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that's a good idea given that it's like it's slow and doesn't have stab or priority.
No. What do you mean slow? Look at the base speed. It's the same as Farfetch. No, I'm just messing.
Farfetch'd has priority,
Ah. But Bayleaf has big bulk. Big booty bulk.
which totally
Oh.
matters when you're at 1 HP.
Exactly. It very much matters. You know them Generation One mud slaps. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Them Generation One mud slaps do like zero damage, and like they just straight up don't work. You know what I mean?
You know Mudslap was introduced in Gen 2, right?
I know it is. That's the entire point. No. Mud slap was introduced in Generation Eight. It was all a facade by Game Freak. To
Okay.
promote moves
Yeah, let's
by
just
that
go back to Croc. Let's just skip ahead to Croconon because this
big
is a
croc.
pretty like this would only very recently rose and then it dropped back down. But I remember it was one of the best mons in the tier when it was, in the tier. So do
Thing
you
is,
think that with the power creep it can still be a top mon? Because I think
let me say,
yeah. Like look at
let
this
me
move
say this.
pool.
Let me say this. I think we went underexplored with Crocodile in the previous meta. I think.
Yeah.
I think we didn't really take into account how powerful Torrent is, for example. Let's say it's like a Slack sweeper, because you look at the recent metagame of ZU, and a lot of them has started to just run like swarm sweepers with like Beedrill, Ariados, Volbeat, for example.
Mhm.
And because of stuff like that, you've got genuine powerhouses of bug types being like genuinely solid in the metagame. Which probably explains why you got a lot. I think you got fair few bug types in like Execute and Bayleaf dropping, but that's probably for different reasons.
I mean
Um,
I mean yeah, we did get I believe we got 4 or 5 grass types.
mm-hmm. Let's double check that, cause like yeah, Sunflora,
Yeah, so
Bayleaf, yeah, Sunflora,
ex
Bayleaf, Execute,
execute Lombre. So 4.
Lombre. That's the fourth one. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's four. Unless I'm missing something completely off the top of my head. No, we're good. That's all four.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back to Big Croc.
Yeah.
You can Torrent Sweeper with like Select or you can use Sword Sunset with like mixed
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean Its attack is higher than its special attack,
That is
which
true.
is unfortunate given that this is pre-physical special split. But like physical, special, and mixed, I think all work. And like
It's all good stuff.
we didn't have that many water types drop. I mean,
Um,
actually we did have a
you're
we
lying. You're lying. You're straight lying. That's not dynamic. You're straight lying. You
oh
have Horsey, Lombre, Love Disc. Those are the big three. And technically, yeah. I mean, there's Croc as well, so that's four. That's also four.
yeah, but like water types are water is just a more common type than grass, I guess. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you, yeah, okay. I,
Rambling. I mean, you are true, but you're rambling anyway.
yeah,
What am I talking about? I'm the rambler.
yeah.
Right,
Shame
but
it doesn't get Dragon Dance. If it did, that would just be insane.
it would not be in the tier. That's not gonna piss it.
Yeah,
It won't be in the tier.
yeah. Um,
Hell, we'd probably be using Totodile in this meta.
uh,
Cause
mm,
yeah, look at the Crocodile again. It has just decent all-round stats, which again makes it significant for a mon like this in this tier.
yeah. I mean,
Hell, I think
its stat total is 405, which
what
puts
else
it
is there?
in. So it, after the drops, Sunflora, Masquerain, and then it's tied with Bayleaf and Parasect for third. Highest
Yeah,
base stat total.
that doesn't seem that bad. I think funny. Alright, I'm gonna go off topic again. Croconaw is like one of the more. I'd say it's an SU staple, debatably.
I
It's
mean, it.
viable in. It's, yeah, I was gonna say Gen 3, Gen 4. It's been used in Gen 5.
eh,
There's like Gen 6 as well. Yeah, I was gonna say
It's not
those are
that
the.
great in Gen 6. It's like
It's
fine.
not like it's not like great in Gen 5 either, but like it's. I think it's in the tier for Gen 6, and I think it's like all right in Gen
It's
5.
it's not. It's I know because I've used it in IU. I
Oh yeah.
think.
Oh yeah. Is that a Mandela effect or something? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's an eye. Okay. Phew. I'm not. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's really good in IU. But
Yeah.
also
Okay.
now we're completely off topic. It's a different tier 3 generations later.
I love this. I love this video already. It's
Yeah.
been 20 minutes.
Every cannot stay on topic. But hey, here's a Pokemon that I would not be surprised if we have to ban, like Cubone. Like, I feel like you have a lot to say about this because you have an item that doubles your attack, and you have
I
Stab
have
Earthquake, and
I have a lot of things to say about this mon. A lot of things about this Pokemon. First and foremost, how did this? Okay, there is always going to be that one Pokemon that you don't understand how it like dropped. For this tier, Cubone is that Pokemon. I think.
yeah,
Again, you've got the big thick club. You've got genuinely solid defensive stats. I think 95 base defense. Correct me if I'm wrong. I need to double check that. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
that's what the stat.
95.
That's crazy. That is genuinely crazy. Um, all
Yeah,
things considered, you've got no quad weakness. That's huge. You have Swords Dance. That's something people are not taking into account. You have Double Edge Rockhead. That's something you need to take into account. And again, you have a lot of coverage moves on it too, as well. I mean, you can run Rock Slide. You can run Brick Break. You got Focus Punch for like sub punch shenanigans. Hell, you can technically run Belly Drum if you're silly.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I wouldn't recommend it given that you hit
no,
plenty hard enough and you're slow.
yeah. I mean, unless you're wanting to try and sweep with Rock Smash, then go ahead, be my guest. But at the same time, man, at the same time, Cubone as a mon is genuinely powerful. And again, it's been recently used more and more as a lead, I think, in some cases in ZU, from what I've heard,
Hmm.
from like using different EV stats. I think more of it will be replicated here because you look at the current leads we've got right now. I believe Meowth's a common lead.
Yeah.
Um, Torchic and stuff is a common lead.
I
Pineco's a
mean, it's
common lead.
not gonna be a common lead after.
Yep, is yeah, I'll be rising. I think looking at the current leads right now, it'll probably be something like I think Nosepass could find some sort of niche as a lead because like Thunderwave and stuff. I could see, yeah, again, you could probably see the likes of Torchic. No, 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 Torchic being replaced by Cyndaquil, and then you got like Magby as well, could be used as a lead. You have Masquerain technically being used as a lead. I think Onyx could be used as a lead, but I don't know how long that's gonna live for. Um, Slowpoke's been used as a lead, but I don't think Slowpoke's all that in terms of just doing damage output. But again,
I
we'll just
mean,
have to
that's
see.
like the only one thing you've mentioned so far that is okay. Masquerade's a problem for Cubone.
Not really, because you can technically rock slide it, and I believe like you
I
can maybe
mean,
EV Cubone
you
with that.
get uh, I don't know. I mean, Calca a max special attack, timid
Sure.
Masquerade Hydro Pump against Cubone.
All
Because
right.
I don't think you're living that.
Oh no, you're not living that. Never mind. We're not living that. We are not living that. Unless no 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 hold on hold on hold on hold on. 252 Spadef. 252 Spadef. Let me cook. 252 Spadef. And it's a 62% chance. Alright, cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, fair, but like, listen, it doesn't matter how much damage you do if you get outsped in one shot.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem. No 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 no. Just bank on the 20% miss.
I,
That's like 100% of the time if you try hard enough. No,
yeah.
I'm just messing. I'm just messing. I'm just messing. Anyhow, um,
I, and then you miss your rock slide.
oh yeah, oh yeah, that's exactly what I do. I can't lie. Twice in a row for the
Yeah,
content.
I'd also
Eh,
point out it also has Perish Song. I don't
people,
think that matters, but like it can learn Perish Song.
congratulations. I mean, to be fair, it does make sense on it. I mean, you look at like the whole lore within Cubone, regarding like his mother and all that stuff, tends to like wear the skull and stuff like that. I think it's like as a child. Ah, but we're getting off topic again. Let's move on. Cyndaquil, Big
Okay,
Cindy,
okay.
Big
So
Cindy.
Rip Charmander and Torchic usage is all I can say. Like this is
Charmander.
just. I mean
Hmm,
it's just like
it's
it's just the better. It's just I feel like it's just the best parts of Charmander and Torchic put together. The only real downside is you miss out on like Sword Dance
and seismic toss, I
and
guess.
yeah, but like you have fire moves and you have quick attack.
Yeah, you have fire move coverage, and again, you can click the select berry. You can click the indoor select berry button anytime you want, and it doesn't matter because you're gonna get it anyway. Unless they click substitute. In that case, then you're unlucky, lad.
Yeah.
Get better.
Yeah, I mean it's I just also find it very funny uh that we just talked about two middle stage starters and here we are talking about a first stage starter because yeah.
Yeah, coincidentally, Quilava is good in ZU.
Oh, it's
Yet another.
insane. It's
And
insane.
yet, this is why we've got Sentinel down here. You're not gonna believe the heat. Trust me when I say this.
Yeah.
Um, Substitute, Fire Blast, Howl, Reversal, and then yeah, you go crazy with like Select Bear or something.
Oh,
This set is incredibly stupid, but like this is something I mentioned to find out for like Quilava. It's like funny heat. It's like genuinely funny.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're subscribing to the Zamazinta School of Move Pools.
This is definitely Loudred's moveset. Loudred of all time. Matter of fact, yeah. Does Loudred get Fire Blast? It does! Wait, does it get reversal? No, it doesn't get reversal! Alright, society's doomed. Alright, pack your bags, lads.
Okay. Speaking of packing things, uh, Delibird.
Oh,
This thing, I mean, this thing probably still sucks, honestly. Like,
it still sucks. That thing has bloody hustle choice band air release and it will like delete half a team by itself.
I
It's got
mean,
good speed.
I
It's got
mean, yeah, but like, that typing is just so bad.
You're
It's
not
just so
expecting
bad.
Delibird to live. You're not expecting it to live anything. Let's not take a piss it. If you're looking at the ZU sets for reference with Delibird, Delibird can run again. I think it also runs like Ice Beam, runs like mixed. You expect it not to live. I think at this current standpoint, Ice Beam with little investment I believe it OHKOs Onyx with like salmon
Okay,
stuff. That's significant enough, I guess. Yeah, it's significant.
what about Aeon?
Um, HP fighting,
Okay, fair enough.
and you also have
Okay,
Focus Punch.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I just think it'll be really hard to fit with all these weaknesses. But like, I could see it like maybe doing something, but like, I don't have high
It's
hopes.
have hope, because you're forgetting the fact that Delibird is faster than base 70. In SU for reference,
Yeah,
base
no.
70 like
Yeah, I know.
you
Base
big
set. Yeah,
yeah.
I am fully aware of that. And like, if it wasn't faster than that, like, it would have no chance.
Oh yeah, had no chance. I think it'd probably be by now in IU if Delibird was like base 65, for example, because
Yeah,
yeah, that's kind of rough as it is. Um, but
yeah,
again,
but like, I'm just thinking like, even with that base
oh yeah,
75, like, you still outsped by Illumise.
okay.
Um,
That's cool.
and I mean, I guess that's it for like pre drops, but like Magby and Elekid.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you got Voltorb, Elekid, Lobdisk, bloody. You have Mons that dropped, don't get me wrong, but you're also forgetting the fact that you're faster than Onyx, you're faster than Mankey, you are like, you hard counter Mankey effectively. You do big dents to Dustox to a lot of extent. That's gonna be a big meta presence, I feel.
Uh,
Again, you're faster than a lot of, like, Bayleaf's another big one. Like
yeah.
I said, there's too many mons on that list off the bat that Delibird outspeeds, and you get priority. Might I
Oh,
add,
you
quick
do?
attack priority. Yeah, you do.
Oh, huh. You also get Rapid Spin, which,
Exists.
yeah, I don't think that matters.
We'll talk about that. If you run rapid spin in your Delibird, that's like I don't know, stick to GSC probably. I don't know. Probably doesn't even get that in that generation. No, it
It
doesn't.
it
Well, yeah,
does, but it's incompatible with spikes, and you
yeah. Okay,
always
stick.
and its whole job in GSCPU is to
It's
click
just stick
spikes.
spikes. Okay. Maybe stick to Gen 9. Okay, a much better comparison. Jesus Christ. Alright, moving on to Dustox.
Okay,
Now,
I would. This might just be the best Pokemon in the tier after this shift.
I'd say it's up there. I'd
Yeah,
easily
60,
say it's up
70, 90 bulk, and you can't be poisoned, and you don't have to worry about secondary effects because of shield dust. You have reliable recovery. Like,
there. You
just
have Phaser. That's not a big thing. Whirlwind and stuff.
eh.
You can. I mean, your passive is balls, don't get me wrong.
Are
I
you
mean,
though?
50-50. Kind of 50-50 is meh sometimes. I
I
mean, let's put it
mean,
this for let's put it for this reference. Dustox is not investing any special attack or attack. And we tend to clown on Onyx having base 45. That
eh,
ain't that much better than Onyx. And might I add, Dustox is probably not running Stab. Onyx is running Stab. So Dustox will be kind of, like, in this case, all over the place, I
yeah.
think.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. But like, even if it's not like OKOing stuff, like it's still threatening stuff with like toxic.
But yeah, I'm not stretching out Dustox by any means. Dustox is probably going to be one of the best ones in the entire tier, flat out, because of its typing combination, just general shit.
Yeah, like I don't know, I don't have like proper calcs on this, but I'm guessing it just hold walls Illumise, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna try and quickly calc this right now. So yeah, Dustox with I believe it runs like yeah, it runs like max EVs and like you run like some speed EVs to make sure you like outspeed. I believe like base. You probably have some to like
I
outspeed
don't really
base.
see why you'd speed creep it, given like
It's like 189, 190. Hmm?
I mean, do you
Is
even
that
need
right?
to speed creep it? Because like everything that basically everything that's above base 65 runs near max speed anyway. So like you're like and like I guess you
Okay.
can just creep masquerade, but like you're taking away so much bulk to speed creep masquerade.
Yeah, that is kind of true. But yeah, let's put it
And
this. Let's
also,
put it
I
this way.
don't think you really need to outspeed masquerade. Like, does it really? Like, are you
Sorry,
even that
not really.
scared of it?
I was gonna say I'm not quite finished. Okay, I'm gonna go to this point. So, Illumise has a 35.6% chance to free KO Dustox. The catch is you'd have to critical hit every single turn to get that 35.6% chance to free hit KO.
Wait, that's how much damage it does on a crit?
Yes, it does a maximum of 40%
On a crit.
on a crit.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, like,
Okay, hold on. Okay, you throw in special attack, and yeah, it's a little bit more favorable. It's a guaranteed free KO on a crit, on back to back to back crit. But come on now, man. Unless your name is Spice, you're not gonna get crit on 3 times in a row.
and even if you do, you have reliable recovery.
You should do, unless you get 10% chance to power full power full power. Then at that point,
Nope.
I'd quit the game.
Shield dust.
Oh yeah, shh. Oh actually, yeah, you're right. No. Hold on, hold on, hold on. No. Hold on. No, Warrior Sleep wasn't in the game. Alright, we won't talk about that. Doesn't happen. Cause yeah, Shield Dust doesn't. Oh yeah, no. You use Key Wave first, then you crit. Yeah, okay, bye. Yeah, I worked around it. Yeah, I worked around it. I'm like genius in disguise. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm
I
just messing
mean,
with you.
like,
I'm just messing with
yeah. Okay. So, like, we have the special wall of the tier.
you. Effectively, yeah.
Like, this is, this looks incredible. Like, and speaking of, like,
Hold on.
but hey, we have a new cool special attacker with Elekid.
Elekid's a Pokemon that I'm surprised to see in this. I mean, I'm
I,
not really surprised. I'm not really surprised. I
I,
mean, Elekid recently hasn't really been doing as much as it should do lately. Despite like the speed it has. But Elekid at some point was like considered to rise to PU at some point. So to see it in SU now after that discussion, that discourse, is kind of a weird, like a curveball. I
yeah.
think because at some
Also,
point,
yeah. Oh, sorry.
yeah, you also combine with the fact that Elekid has a lot of coverage off the bat, which makes it a genuinely solid Pokemon. Besides like Stab Thunderbolt, you've got Ice Punch, you've got Psychic, you got Fire Punch, you have Priority yourself. You could run like Hidden Power Grass and whatnot. You
Do you
could
even
like
need
mix it with
that?
Focus Punch.
You have.
Probably yes, it
Why do you need hidden
probably
power? You've got Thunderbolt, Psychic, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Cross Chop. Like,
Graveler. No, got the fuck. No, this ain't Z. Onyx, Rhyhorn.
I'm.
Enough said.
I think Ice Punch is good enough.
No,
It's not.
no.
All right.
Never an Oko. Never an Oko. Okay, maybe it might be. No, it's never an Oko because like wasn't a jig. You look at Daddy Bird, and that's effectively like, I don't know. But yeah, from what I've known, Elekid kind of has to run HP grass like Rhyhorn and stuff.
Yeah. No, I
We'll
mean,
go. We'll,
that's
we'll go
fair.
to that point though. We'll go back to that point later though because yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah, but
Um,
like, I think the most obvious thing about Elekid is current. the fastest Pokemon in the tier are Poliwag and Meowth with base 90 speed. Elegant has base 95 speed.
Exactly, and we're getting a lot of speedsters in the tier. Funnily enough, we'll go to them later on though, because
Yeah, I
yeah, we're
mean,
gonna have to
it's
pick.
even still, it's the third fastest in the tier.
I mean, yeah. And also, I
And it's the
technically,
fastest mon in the tier with like any
yeah,
offensive presence.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, in defense of Voltorb, it goes boom.
Yeah, I mean,
But
fair.
we'll go to Voltorb later. We've got to like pick this thing up. Speed this thing up. We've talked about bloody 8 months in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, this
Execute.
execute. It has explosion. It
Yeah, that
has sleep powder. It has stun spore. It has wish. It has synthesis. Like,
it's it's probably gonna be used as like hold on. It's you know what like bloody was as hell. Slowpoke does in the tier.
yeah,
It that's gonna be what that's probably gonna be like a good alternative to what Slowpoke does in this tier. Execute exists, meaning that you'll probably like by default through like cross chop by earthquake. Those two big stab like those two not I mean earthquake getting stab like those two big moves execute straight balls them, and you got reliable recovery to back that up as well. So like,
mm,
it's all over the place. This could mean though that Mankey starts running HP Bug rather than Ghost. So take that as you will. Execute might not be a genuinely
yeah.
solid wall.
Because
The
HP Bug does still deal with Baltoy.
Yeah, it does still deal with Baltoy. I believe it's still a super effective move with Baltoy. Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it's on the flip. Bug resist ground. Rather than ground resist bug. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to remember some stuff. And again, you still technically hit slowpoke as well. There's no like big difference there. So yeah, I think HP bug will start to see be more on the rise for Mankey,
Actually,
whereas it was running.
why weren't we running HP Bug in the first place?
It's a generally good normal hit move. And let's say you misplay entirely with switching and stuff. I believe there was a lot more opportunity cost with running bloody HP Ghost to a bar. Matter of fact, I think it might also be like EVs too. Give me a sec. Hidden Power Ghost. Hidden Power Ghost loses literally only Spit F and defense. Hidden Power Bug. Okay, loses one point in attack. That's another difference.
I mean,
1 point in
that
attack.
that really does really the only stat where hidden power a hidden power drop matters is speed.
Yeah, I guess. But like every little minor calc counts. Because you never know when your opponent's gonna get incredibly lucky and somehow live a 90% chance of an Oko.
Yeah.
Happens
Uh,
way too much nowadays, man.
okay.
Feel me?
Yeah. Grimer.
Okay. Grimer is a very, very Pokemon.
I mean,
Uh,
right away, what
let's
sticks out to me is you know how Gulpin is a good Pokemon. This is just better Gulpin.
This is mostly Gulpin off the bat. It has Bolt Beam as well. You run Explosion. You got the Sludge Bomb. You run like Curse sets with this thing. Gulpin can in theory run Curse sets, I believe as well. No, it can't. Never mind. So this just outclasses Gulpin. This is basically just better Gulpin.
Yeah.
Um, with the exception, to Special Bulk, but that's like very minor. That's like no, that's a lie. That's a lie even.
Yeah.
Speed. Speed is the only significant thing, which again isn't even that much.
Yeah.
Um, this isn't like what's this hell? This isn't like Castform versus Porygon in terms of speed. I mean, there's a lot more. It's a lot bigger than that. That's besides the point. Um, it's a case of, oh, you've got C dot and then C dot with 50 more speed, basically. That's like a whole different, better Pokemon. Random ass comparison, but we move.
But you say that as if C dot is in any way relevant to this tier.
Oh hell yeah, it is. You not respecting the chlorophyll explosion?
I respect it on Nuzleaf a lot more.
Exactly. And you know how deadly Nuzleaf is in the tier? Case closed. Very viable Pokemon. Uh, Growlithe now. Now this
Yeah.
is another. Growlithe is another interesting one I want to go through here. Intimidate plus Flash Fire. That effectively knocks out the entire viability of Vulpix.
I mean,
Um, unlucky, unlucky lad.
I
And
don't know. I
Intimidate.
feel like Cyndaquil kind of knocks out the viability of Vulpix because Vulpix just like had quick attack and that's it.
I guess yeah, technically. But like
Yeah.
Flash Fire, I think was a big reason why Vulpix was like used a little bit more as of like later metas.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, putting it this way, you also somewhat knock out Ekans' viability with Intimidate. I mean, yeah, sure, you got like Masquerade and Snubble, they're not going to drop by any means. But like Ekans was kind of dying, now it's kind of dead. Uh,
Yeah.
Growlithe has like decent coverage moves off the bat. It can be a good agility sweeper. Um, Looking through the ZU sets right now, yeah, you can run like yeah, you run Overheat, Flamethrower, HP Grass, Toxic, and like do genuine solid damage. Or you
Yeah.
can run Berry Sweeping with agility.
Yeah. 70, 70, 60 offense. Pretty good.
Scary, scary shite. Now
Yeah.
sadly no E speed, no E speed. That's
Yeah.
unlucky.
Yeah. I
But
was just thinking that.
you've got all the stuff in the world in terms of just doing big dummy damage anyway. That's not really a huge issue
Hmm.
to not have E speed. And Growlithe will probably be a decent threat in the tier, even with like Magby and Cyndaquil in the tier, dropping alongside it. Horsey. Horsey is one of the many recent weather sweepers that fell down the tier after the longest time. Um,
I mean, it has the same special attack and speed as Growlithe, and basically that's really all it has going for it. Because like
so I
I
don't know
I
about you.
don't know because like this bulk
Yeah.
is not good, and there's a lot of water type competition.
But you forget the fact that Swift Swim, Mystic Water, Hydro Pump, Max Attack with Modest is a genuine threat.
Yeah,
And you also forget the fact that you just run the Ice Beam. You basically run Ice Beam and then like on the HP Electric, and then bang, you're set. You're set for basically the entire game. Technically, if you want to be fancy, you run Dragon Breath as well for the paralysis, but that's not to piss it. You don't do that. You're not stupid.
yeah.
You 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 run Rain Dance, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Hidden Power Grass. You slap on a Lumberry. You run Max Speed. You run Spatak, and then you run Modest. Like don't overthink it. This is probably one of the most. I'm gonna click four moves and then fuck it, we ball kind of moments of all time. You don't run Dragon Dance. You don't run Agility. You don't run Smokescreen.
Okay.
You
Well, thank God you don't want smoke screen.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Okay, Lombre. Lombre
Okay.
was one of the
Well,
more,
Lombre Walls Horsey.
and I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. No, 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 no. I don't know about that one actually. You see here, if you can simply run the hidden power bug, horsey with the dragon dot. Nah, shut the fuck up.
Okay,
But
but
yeah,
yeah, like seriously, 60 HP, 70 SPDF, no special weakness, and reliable recovery. Like
surprisingly,
like water grass is a really good type.
I think Lombre was one of the Lombre was one of the PU drops. It went from PU to SU. Funnily
Yeah.
enough. Strange. There's a couple more ones alongside that, but we'll talk about them later on.
Hmm.
Um, for now, we'll talk about Lombre. It was one of the more. I think it was another one of them rain sweepers in this case. You run like I believe it was running like Rain Dance, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Hidden Power Grass, or you can run like was it so? You can run. You could probably run Giga Drain as well. I think that was another option, just given the fact you can get big healing.
You can also
Lumberry
run Fire Punch apparently.
Oh, you can have Thunder Punch in there as well. Technically that's viable. If you really do not like War Turtle and the counter set. But
Yeah.
again, we're talking about SU. We're not talking about ZU here.
Yeah.
Lumber can do all stuff cool, but it can also run. Was it more defensive utility with like synthesis and stuff like that? You could run like a little
Yeah.
bit more of it. You can
Yeah,
probably
that's
run more
what
of
I'd
like a
go.
defensive set with Sword Stance, but again, just run Baylor.
Yeah, I'd just go for a defensive set, personally.
And technically, you have Fake Out, but no, don't be silly, please,
I mean, priority
please.
is really important in this tier.
Until they click Endure.
Yeah.
Like, let's not tell them Mecca. Stick to me out, please. Love Disc. Love
Oh
Disc is
yeah,
another one of these ones.
yeah. That's another one that was in the tier recently and grows and then drop back down. 97 base speed. That's pretty good. And you know
Insignificant.
what else is pretty good? Everything that Love Disc doesn't have, because all this thing has is speed. Like its move pool sucks, all of its other stats suck.
I don't know, man. Surf, Ice Beam, HP Grass, Rain Dance is like the exact same thing as like the other two.
Yeah, but like
Not really.
literally it basically every water type can run that set. Like that is not special.
Does your water type learn Splash? I didn't think so. Ah, shut up. Just use
I
Magikarp.
think Lombre actually gets splash.
I swear, it probably does as well. Actually.
Oh
No, it
no, it
doesn't.
doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I love this Reign Supreme. Send this thing to S tier for Splash. Z Splash, bro. Get the
Yeah.
Omni boost.
Yeah, but I
Uh,
I actually think it has potential with like a subtoxic set. Like it basically replaces Poliwag, I think. But like it's
yeah,
not gonna be your like an offensive one, but like it can be really annoying.
I would have downplayed Lobdusc's bulk as well. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah, its bulk is fine.
It's acceptable. Again, being the fast, I mean, being the second fastest monster, at this point in the stage. Good HP stats, solid defense all round. 55, 65. I mean, your HP stat, you can EV that fairly comfortably. Decent speed nonetheless. Kind of passive in terms of damage output, but hey, Surf is just a good
What do
effect
you
on
mean
damage.
kind of? Like
Kind of. I mean,
like
you
this
can
is
just
what like 30-40. You were calling Dustox passive with 50-50.
yeah, this is passive as balls. Um, I guess the significance of that, however, is the fact that you have a a quad hit move on Rhyhorn and Onyx.
I
That's
mean,
significant. And normal. That's significant.
yeah. Although
But
do you even one shot Nummel with Soph?
I'm gonna
Given that
count that.
it's running max HP, max SPDF, and you're at most running 4 special attack, I
I
think
swear to God.
it would be so funny if you didn't kill it.
No, 72%.
Wait, chance to Oko?
No, minimum roll.
What's the max roll?
85.
Oh my god, that is so embarrassing. It's a times 6 multiplier.
If you want to, if you want to get the guaranteed Oko,
Wait, did
you
you
would have.
remember to give Nummel a plus SPDF nature?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool.
If you want to get the Oko on normal, funnily enough, you'd have to have 180 Spadef EVs, no, Spatak EVs.
Oh my god. That is so embarrassing.
That's just love this for you.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, like. Okay, now
Big,
time to talk
take the
about
reply.
something that is very offensively threatening Magby. 70 base
This,
special attack with 83 base speed.
this
And
po.
yeah, and you have fire, electric, and psychic coverage.
This is another Pokemon.
Like,
I think that's the most I can say. This thing was kind of not really used at all. In ZU, given the fact you had like Colava and Ponyta. I think that
I
was kind of the big issue you found with Magby because it was kind of like just not really used in a tier, and it was not really fast enough. But in
yeah,
this tier, I think its speed is plentiful. It's a lot better in terms of like what you have in the speed category. Because like in terms of mons that have speed it, you've got
Illumise.
Illumise, you got Illumise, Talo. We'll talk about that later. Poliwag, Meowth, Elekid, Lobdisk, Voltorb. Not many of those mons do excellent against it.
Yeah.
I think like not many want. None of them really want to switch in, and none of them really want to go like toe to toe on it. Because again, hypothetically speaking, Magby can just live a hit and then click a
I
button and
honestly the
pass the line.
best of those
Pass the line.
matchups is probably Love Disc.
I don't know. I actually think it could be Poliwag with Hypnosis.
I mean, yeah, but I think
It is.
I'm running Subpataya Magby, and like you definitely don't want to risk missing a Hypnosis and letting it get a free substitute, and also Hypnosis is useless if it already has a substitute.
Let's put it this way: you can run Sub Batar on this thing. You can run, I believe, Sub Punch because you have Focus Punch.
Oh right,
You
yeah.
can, yeah, I was gonna say you have that. You have, you can run Thief, I think, as an alternate move. That's not that horrible. But then
Okay,
again,
GSCZU, huh?
there, yeah, yeah, play GSC. But you have decent moves on Magby as a whole. That I think it'll be one of the best ones of the tier, all things considered.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
This looks
okay.
like a top threat to me. Nidorino was actually, as weird as this sounds, was in IU before, like the tier below SU. Granted, it should not have been there, but it was.
To put it for context, the main reason why I believe Nito Reno was put down there was with I think Onyx. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Onyx O code. I think that was the significance. Onyx O code Nito Reno. I believe that's the case. Yes, I was right. Like Onyx typically hell. Yeah, with HP investment, yeah. Nidorino typically got O code by Onyx, and because of how prevalent Onyx was in the tier, Nidorino find a lot of trouble facing against threats like Mankey and Onyx, which
Yeah.
were might I add genuinely like mandatory. So it made sense why Nidorino was down in IU to begin with. It's just the main reason why Nidorino is popping off right now is because it's been running more of a bulky set.
You mean Nidorina?
Yeah, Nidorino has been running more of a bulky set, which Mankey doesn't like, and Onyx is more iffy on it. Because
Yeah,
again,
but like,
poison disrupts the lack stuff.
right. But hey, you know what really would make all of this irrelevant if Nidorino outsped, and you know what it outspeeds? It outspeeds Rhyhorn.
Yeah, that is kind of true. That is kind of huge. I'm not even gonna lie that. I'm not gonna lie there.
And I mean,
Um,
just like, yeah, because like, and also it's kind of sad because Nidorino was just starting to work in SU, and then, although actually, I'm not entirely sure like which is it even outclassing Nidorina? Because I'm not
no,
entirely sure.
Nidoran is kind of getting outclassed by Dustox.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I could see both of them back in I. Come to think about it,
Yeah.
not even a harsh reality.
Um.
It's just
Yeah.
actually now can we just put him in IBL again? Like I don't want to deal with that thing.
I don't know. I mean, we're probably seeing like 20 something drops.
Hellspawn.
To
We'll have to see.
yeah.
I think.
Um.
What else is there on the list? There's like 8 million of these. 8 million of
We're
these.
we're
Nose
like
pass.
2/3 done. Nose pass. Look at this bulk.
And now look at this offensive stats.
Okay, fair, but like,
Nah, I'm just messing. Nose pass is like a genuinely solid Pokemon.
yeah,
You know,
like
you know what, you know what it
you.
has that a lot of mons wish it had. Big funny boom button.
I
It
mean,
also has magnet pull. So Aaron in this situation is getting completely wrecked by earthquake.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Um,
this feels like on like okay, Onyx, but it loses the ground typing and it trades and it switches speed and Spadef.
I think it's genuinely significant in this case, because not being quad weak to anything means that a lot of mons can't really exploit you.
Yeah.
As
You also
hard as
have
this,
Thunder Wave.
that's pretty solid. There's a lot of matchups I think that Nose Pass wins now, notably, compared to if Onyx was in that shoes. Meowth is significant. I believe Poliwag is somewhat significant in this case. Illumise,
Although, hang on, is Poliwag significant? Because I'm not entirely sure. Like Poliwag
I'm, I'm
is gonna
talking
see
current.
much usage.
I'm talking current meta, Nose Pass versus Onyx. By all means, Poliwag is probably not gonna be in the tier anymore.
Yeah.
Unless you really want to make Belly Drum that good. I don't know. Dog shit set.
Okay.
Um, Mankey is more now a 50-50. You kind of have to pray this thing doesn't click like Focus Punch on you.
Yeah.
Dustox clicks Toxic and your life is ruined. Does it get refresh actually? It might. No, it doesn't get refresh.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you click Rest maybe, or you just blow up like everyone else does.
Yeah. Okay, and
Um,
now Pidgeotto. I don't have high hopes for this thing because I think Farfetch'd is just better.
Choice band, double edged quick attack, air relay, essentially fighting. Enough said. This is literally like cookie cutter bird set.
Okay,
Um,
but like, spoiler alert, Talo.
yeah, I guess.
I mean,
I guess.
listen,
But you look at the
Talo loses a bunch of bulk and 5 attack for uh one of the best speed stats in the tier and guts.
to
And
be
like
fair,
like understand, it's not like Pidgeotto has an ability to a comparable ability. It has keen eye. Like that is it, that is a nothing
atrocious.
ability. Like it's not a
Like,
hindrance, it just doesn't do anything.
let's put this in perspective. I think in terms of the current birds, we've got here, what all four of them mean? What are deadly burdens of this equation? I think out of all of these four, I think Pidgeotto offers the least going for it.
Yeah.
Even though it is even though it's like 71 base speed isn't horrible, it's got probably the most all-round bulk.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
71 base speed isn't horrible, but it's also slower than Talo and Delibird.
but it's faster than Mankey,
So are
but
Talo and Delibird.
not far-fetched.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like of these 25, of the 25 Pokemon that are new to SU, I feel like Pidgeotto, for me, I think it is the one I would be the least surprised to see in IU.
Understandable. We'll go over that soon though. We'll go over that soon though. There's a lot more monsters to talk about still.
Rhyhorn.
Rhyhorn.
Yeah, we've teased this a fair bit.
So, how do people like the sound of Choice Band, Earthquake, Mega Horn, Rockside, and then like Hidden Power, like a Hidden Power, or you run like Swords Dance Leftovers, or you run
Rockhead
something
Double
very.
Edge.
It does. Oh, it does get double edged. I'm tweaking. Yeah, that too.
Like, basically everything gets Double Edge.
Yeah, and this thing is Swords Dance. Quad weakness to grass and water. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
again, you look at Rhyhorn sets. You have you have the standard set, the standard defensive set, and then there's the law set. I think the law set would immediately see some good use, given the fact that Execute is also dropped. So basically everything, it's kind of cookie cutter. You've got the HP, you've got Elekid in the tier, HP Grass. It lives HP Grass, and then you've got the outspeeding and OHKOing execute anyway with Mega Horn in this case. So you've
So we're
got
speed
two.
creeping to outspeed execute, right?
I wouldn't even call it speed creeping because usually you run max speed anyway on Rhyhorn.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, that's what typically tends to happen anyway.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that makes
Um,
sense.
and the best thing about Rhyhorn out of all of this, there is no coughing to deal with it. There is no coughing.
Yeah.
That is significant. That is genuinely significant.
Although,
Because that was gone.
um, sorry. No, never mind. Continue.
Yeah, that was kind of a big significance for Rhyhorn because coughing was like a hard counter to Rhyhorn. But without coughing in this case, it's a lot more. I think it'll be a little bit more difficult for, let's say, Rhyhorn to be like dealt with. There's still gonna be a lot of easy, like fairly
Baltoy.
comfortable choice.
Oh wait, no,
Yep,
Megahorn.
Megahorn.
Oh, okay, yeah, this thing's gonna be a menace. Well, I mean, you
Uh,
outspeed it and use a special move, but like, still.
I I think your best sort of counterplay is running like Seal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's you can pretty easily revenge kill it, but it's very hard to switch into.
That's kind of the big thing. Which is like kind of the difference between running a lot, which is kind of the difference between it being ran in ZU and it being ran in SU. Like, there's a lot more mons
Yeah,
that there's a lot less mons that
yeah,
can really like
that's
deal with.
yeah, that's kind
Like,
of the opposite of Onyx actually, where Onyx is tricky to revenge kill, but it does have a few, like a few solid switch-ins.
exactly. So it's like a lot of things are significant to it. With Rhyhorn. Just the fact that the moves it has combined with the general stats that it has and like the mons that I've dropped as well, not really being too comfortable against Rhyhorn. That says enough in that sort of perspective.
Oh,
Um,
but hey, I've been talking about how SU is like the explosion tier, and we've gotten some new explosion mons. You know what's we also got a ghost type. Shuppet.
look, the
Let's be
disruptor of
clear. If Shuppet was not a ghost type, it would not be good. But it is a ghost type. And it's a ghost type with a pretty solid move pool too.
if Shuppet was a if Shuppet was a rock ground type, it would be 3 tiers below what it is right now.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
Like heck, even if it was like just a solid typing that isn't ghost, like if it was like a water type or an electric type,
If
or
it was
just
electric type, if it was electric type, it'd be IU.
yeah. I mean, regardless, I feel like there isn't too much to say here because I mean, uh if you
There
haven't
isn't.
seen my video, like we've talked my previous video on this tier, like there's a lot of explosion mons, there's a lot of normal types who spam their stab moves. Shuppet just is a no to all of that. Like it just kind of speaks for itself, I think. Like, yeah, you've got some cool stuff like Will-O-Wisp, Thunderwave, Destiny Bond, Calm Mind, but like doesn't really matter. Like you're a ghost type. That's all you need.
Again, it also has a little bit more defensive utility with insomnia, which means that things like sleep powder and sport, nope, you can't come in, you can't do that, not today, sir. Goodbye. And then yeah, you either force a switch or you can like go for a free substitute or whatnot. You go to like try and build on momentum from having that defensive switch in.
Yeah.
And I guess you also have disruption with knockoff, but do you really run knockoff? Actually, you do kind of run knockoff sometimes.
It's probably like the only thing that can fit it. But anyway, we only have 5 more drops to go over. Smoochum. This thing is terrifying. It has Calm Mind and dual stab and A5 special attack. Like I'm thinking Subsalak.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it right now. Sub Calm Mind Ice Beam Psychic is what you run in Z, at least to my knowledge.
Yeah, I've run that set in ZU. It's surprisingly effective.
It's a solid, scary mon from face value.
Yeah,
Now,
like what do you even like what do you even use to like defensively check it? Like, I mean, other than like Clefairy and Nummel.
Like a specially bulky nose pass.
I mean, I get okay, fine. I guess there are some, but like, still, it's just a very potent offensive threat. I think.
Like Smoochum in terms of being oh yeah, Smoochum was another one of those ones that dropped from Z to SU. No, P to SU even.
Yeah, yeah. It's Lombre, Magby, Smoochum are the three.
Yeah, those are the main three. The two baby mons and Lombre. Strange. Strange metagame.
Yeah,
Strange metagame. Possibly Warlick
Snorunt.
and Snowrun.
It has
So
spikes.
we went from losing a spiker to gaining a spiker, but I think
But I think
Snowrun.
this was a terrible trade deal because this is a like I mean it's not that 300 base set total is unusable, but like distributed 50 everywhere, like that's so mediocre.
I actually think it's not that horrible for Snowrun in this case. You look at the rest of the ones in the tier. I think base 50 is completely fine in a given context.
You didn't
It
think that with Dustox?
oh no because I think Snowrun runs speedy bees. Dustox occasionally runs speedy bees, but not that much speedy bees. Snowrun in this situation tends to run I don't know probably like max speed like spikes, and then like you just go in as like an all out suicide lead with like substitute or like
Yeah, like I mean, I think it's pretty clear like what it does, but like losing out on Pineco's physical bulk and explosion
I had rapid
is
spin.
just it's yeah, it's just like yeah, I think it's still important just the fact that you have spikes, but like this is probably like I don't see it being like even if this was the only drop, even if it was just a trade of Pineco Snorunt, I don't think it would be as good as Pineco is. But the fact that it also has to deal with power creep of 24 other drops, uh, it's rough.
I wouldn't call it that rough though. Again, spikes is probably gonna
Yeah, like
carry his nation a little bit.
yeah, I mean, like it's very hard because it's one of two spike spawns left. The other is Cacnea. Like they're just like if you want spikes, you're running Snorunt. Like there isn't like it's not like it. Some of the other mons like have alternatives that can do a similar thing. Snorunt is so unique, but like outside of that thing that it has, it's like very underwhelming.
You really have that Cacnea disrespect, don't you?
I mean,
You-
do, I I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I do, but like,
yeah, you do.
is
Like,
Cacnea like I could actually see Cacnea being better than it was before because Snorunt is because it has more going for it over Snorunt than it does over Pineco.
because you're not messing with a dual Destiny bond. Crazy.
I mean, like,
It's a sad of all time. That's all
yeah.
I can say.
Uh,
Moving on.
okay, the highest base stat total in the tier, Sunflora. Okay, this thing has
Big
good bulk and 105 special attack. I'm
big
help.
flaw.
I'm scared. Like this
Now
looks crazy.
it's a
Like
solid one. I think
like
it's a
I'm.
solid one.
Let's see. You go Sunny Day. You go Solar Beam. You go Synthesis. You go HP Fire. And let's see. You okay? You're at 173 volt. That's doubles to outspeed everything in the tier, and then you have 308 special attack, and you're using a 120 base power stab move, and also you can heal 2/3 of your HP whenever you like. Like,
You have
like,
Sunny Beam.
yeah, like
Um, that's a big thing.
don't get me
Plus,
wrong, it has some serious flaws. Like it needs sun to outspeed much of anything. Its bulk is just like fine. It doesn't have good coverage. It doesn't have good moveset variety, but like
Who cares?
this
Some
is
a
so
solar beam.
scary. Like that,
Who cares? Solar beam HP5. That's like everything.
yeah. Like I mean, it does one thing and it does that thing to an absurdly effective degree.
There's a lot more. Actually, no, disagree. There's a lot more things that Sunflower can do. It has growth.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that's fair.
Yeah, it's like that'd be like a solid win con, and fine. We'll talk about it. Has curse.
No, it doesn't.
Make
Oh wait, yeah, it
yeah.
does.
You can make it like a genuinely solid annoyer with curse, and then you're like a mix set or something
Or
completely stupid.
swords dance.
I mean, it has swords dance as well, but I'm talking about you need curse for the extra defensive boosts.
Eh, fair.
What else is there?
Taylor.
Yeah, again, Talo, big Talo.
Okay.
Um,
Right away, I'm thinking you use a choice band and you use double edge and you one shot things.
Choice band, double edge release, HP ground, and quick attack is what is ran in ZU. However, I believe you can probably plug and switch
Listen,
one of the moves for
I, I, th-
sleep talk.
yeah, I mean, I think really like you have double edge and then just close your eyes and pick three random moves because you're spamming choice band double edge.
Fair enough.
Granted, I mean Aaron and Shuppet, but like
Aaron
still like
Shup,
this thing,
my horn, let's
like
go.
you just are it's just um 85 speed, 55 attack, normal stab, can't talk. Uh I mean,
It's
oh, and priority. Like what more could you ask for?
it's a big choice band, man. That's all I
Yeah.
can say, really. I mean, I wouldn't call APOM competition for instance, but like
Well, Apom
having
ZU.
yeah, I was gonna say yeah, no, I'm referring like Z wise. I wouldn't call APOM competition because that's a lie. But having the same speed, being a normal type, and having genuinely solid like the fucking attack stat off the bat. I mean, it's still alright. I think Taylor wise, because you're running 55 base attack off of choice banded max attack. And I think for that reason, yeah, Taylor ain't that bad in terms of doing big damage. And he also have guts as well. So if by some miracle you proc, let's say, Flame Body
Nidorino,
from
yeah, or Nidorino Poison Point.
yeah, or Magby Flame Body, or okay, Static is kind of not rough. Or you can like Spore and then you run Sleep Talk.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. No going back from that.
Okay. And finally, Voltorb is the fastest mon in the tier, and it can explode, and it can use Thunder Wave.
And it also is a really nice rain setup user because again, you're an electric type, you have the additional thunder. You can click the boom button, so you get like 3 genuinely solid turns of just clicking rain moves. In fact, does it get sunny days? No, it's just rain dance. Alright, so
It does get light screen though, which is a thing.
that is kind of a thing, yeah. It's the big reason why Electrode is like alright and was as hell. Oh, you, funny enough.
Yeah.
Little niche, gotta respect it. But yeah, Voltorb being the fast one that's here, absolutely no surprise. They'll be pretty decent. Not like powerhouse,
Right,
mind
because
shaking.
like you're still rocking a 55 as your second highest stat.
I mean, I guess you can OHKO like Rhyhorn and stuff running weather, lovely rain dance and then HP water, but
Yeah.
eh.
Okay, but hear me out. You use Rain Dance, and then Reinhold uses Earthquake, and you just get disintegrated.
Static
Like,
and soundproof two decent abilities as well. Just
I
again,
like how you just completely changed the subject.
yeah, I did. And we're gonna do about it, huh?
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, we've discussed all the drops, so now I think it makes sense to talk about like how the Pokemon that are currently SU are gonna we think they're gonna handle it. So
Okay,
right away, one Pokemon who I think is so is perfectly fine with these changes is Mankey.
I agree.
Like
I'm on.
beats it, like it handles the new normal resists well. It appreciates not having to worry about speed ties with Onyx as much because it just outspeeds Aeron and Rhyhorn. Like none of the new Pokemon are fighting type. It doesn't get any more competition.
Yeah, it's a little shaky in terms of you got Magby in the tier, you've got Taylor in the tier, you've got like the recent electric types in the tier. But on the contrary, you've got a lot more support within you.
Yeah, but all of those are
You
like side grades or run a different kind of set. Like I don't think it has any like direct competition.
exactly, and for that reason, Mankey probably stands out a little bit more still, given the circumstances. And I think hell, one of the competition that Mankey tends to struggle with, I think Meowth, which downright beats the thing near enough with like double edge and fake out. Having faster mons off the gate with Voltorb, Blobless, Elekid, can prevent Meowth in to some extent just going crazy at times.
Although I will
Um,
say there are some of the drops are a problem for it, like Talo and Grimer and Nidorino and Shuppet all stand out to me as problems for Mankey.
Earthquake, Earthquake, Earthquake. Not really. Um,
Well, Talo is faster.
yeah, okay, Taylor's fine. Taylor's like the big problem I tend to have. You tend to have.
Yeah. Another Pokemon who I think is doesn't really mind the changes, Masquerain. Like doesn't really have especially new competition. There a lot of lot the Hydro Pump Ice Beam Giga Drain coverage good against a lot of the new mons. Like, and it still has the second highest base stat total in the tier.
The utility within Masquerain is big enough on its own to warrant its spot still pretty decently in the metagame. Combined with the fact that you still technically abuse rain pretty comfortably with like Hydro Pump and whatnot. You have decent special bulk, even if like now Dustox is in that tier. The only issue one might argue is Beauty Flight still is breathing
Beautiful.
down its neck. Yeah, Beautifly is now is still like breathing down its neck with Swarm, high speeds, and I guess you can like technically
Eh,
maybe do things with like Stun Spore and all that stuff. I think that's big enough on its own.
I mean, you say that, but like Beautifly is an IU, and I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
it's gonna leave IU.
oh yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying like it could breathe down its neck as well. So it's like offering decent competition outside of was it the like inside the current meta runner as we speak still.
Yeah. Uh,
As things will get more usage as time goes on.
yeah, and I'd also like to say the current like top two of SU, Illumise and Farfetch. I don't think they're gonna like stay S tier, but like they're they are not like hurting very much. Like I think they're still really solid. In particular, I think Farfetch'd is still is probably I think better than Delibird, Pidgeotto, or Tailo overall. Like
We'll
just
see.
because Swords Dance and Flail and all that.
We'll see. I'll provide my reasoning soon. But yeah, let me talk about one of my winners. I don't think you have that on your list. Clefairy, I think, is a
Hmm.
still pretty solid winner in all this because
Yeah,
the
I can
only
see it.
I think the only big downside that Clefairy has in this case is, I mean, there's two. There's two. One is Magby because what is it? You've got a Pokemon that can just click Cross Chop and click Focus Punch and then bang. Clefairy can't really deal with Magby very comfortably, and Dustox kind of steals a little bit of the spot as like the special
Yeah.
ball. However, Clefairy still has Bolt Beam. Clefairy doesn't really get any new competition. Delcatty didn't drop, for example.
Oh man,
Um,
that would have sucked for Clefairy if it had.
Yeah, it would have been completely over for it. You've still got the utility within Clefairy that makes it a decent mon. You've still got support. You haven't really lost anything with Clefairy. It gains, I believe, new partners in terms of like facilitating offense. I believe one of those in such case will be Sunflower. I think will be a pretty decent one that like benefits from Clefairy around. Cubone's another one that benefits Clefairy around with like Thunderwave paralysis. I was gonna say, Clefairy's just a generally solid one off the gate. In the tier, it's one of the best ones in the tier off the bat right now. At this current present time, and it won't fall off that much when you got the more
Uh,
recent shifts.
yeah, no, I think that's understandable. Let's see. You also mentioned Nuzleaf. Um,
Okay, Nuzleaf, 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 Nuzleaf. So you got chlorophyll users. So recent drops to Sunflora, and yeah, specifically Sunflora. Execute doesn't really run chlorophyll sweeping. It's mainly Sunflora with a new Stunny Beam user, and again you've got Magby in it here now. Those two mons off the bat help to really facilitate more sun play. And considering the fact that you have got, I guess, Meowth, you have Meowth that can help in terms of just setting up Sunny Day. It has nutty base speed. It's still fast enough to say. I don't believe, besides maybe the exception of like Voltorb with a Taunt and itself, like you can't like Meowth can hypothetically run Sunny Day. You have Onyx that can hypothetically run Sunny Day. You have stuff like this. You have a lot of facilitated offense with running Sunny sets, and then again, boom offense is still pretty key, even with what's this hell Shuppet being introduced, which might I add, Nuzleaf beats Shuppet anyway, given the fact that you got the dark typing. You've got you can hypothetically run like on the HP Dark and like Oko with like zero investment. You can probably just run another move off the bat
yeah,
and it'll Oko anyway. Just with the
yeah,
moves that Nuzleaf has, it's not really that worried about Shuppet, whereas a lot more explosion mons would be worried because yeah, and they have Shadow Ball as well, so that's a different story.
yeah. Okay, I'd also like to mention Natu as a Pokemon that has 70 special attack, 70 speed, and stab psychic moves to handle some of the new poison types.
I do
Like,
hear.
I mean, I feel like this is pretty straightforward in that, like, it doesn't really gain any new competition, but but there are some new Pokemon that it can beat up very well.
I think it'll be explored more and more throughout the meta as time goes. I think Natu could still be a genuinely solid Pokemon within the Seer, given some time. You just
Yeah,
need to
like
experiment a little bit more because it gets like
yeah,
passing
like
pass and all that too. Like
yeah,
you can't pass anything to it, not even like substitute and whatnot, but you can pivot out very comfortably with Natu, which
yeah,
not many ones can do that.
yeah. I feel like Natu might be the only Pokemon that becomes better than it was before. Although part of that is because the other Mons that we've talked about were already top tier, whereas Natu's like kind of in the more like A minus B plus range, and I could see it like just moving higher in A minus or something,
I
given
don't
like
know.
some of the matchups we had. And maybe that's a bit too optimistic for it, but like I I think it's solid. Now let's talk about the Pokemon that are really screwed over. Electrike
I'm not.
is
Hold on, hold on. I'm not finished. I'm
oh
not finished. No, there's one more. There's one more I've got to talk about.
oh okay.
Nummel. I think
Oh
Nummel.
right, yes, you're absolutely right.
Num. I think Nummel's a winner. Nummel's a winner in this case. Um, Nummel really. I mean, Nummel is a primary special ball, and yes, sure you got the likes of Dustox entering the fray. You've also got an absolute complete fucking pound down of the tier in terms of the recent resurgence of electric types. And typically, a lot of these electric types are going to run like I don't know HP grass. I don't think they'll be running like HP water because bloody
I don't
fuck.
know. I think HP Wadu actually is preferable now because of Aeron.
Yeah. To be fair, Aaron exists in it here, but again, you look at the other side. You got like no. You look at Lombre. Lombre exists. only neutral to that, not really a huge concern. You've got God damn man. Maybe it will run HP water. That's iffy. That's kind of iffy now.
Yeah.
But yeah, just normal in terms of like what it's got. The ground typing, the additional ground typing on it is really significant for the amount of electric moves it could just straight cover off the gate.
Yeah.
And again,
Uh,
you can also dish back fairly comfortably with big damage. 60-65 is in terms of base stuff of like 120 base power, 100 base power moves. Just like that, I don't think normal will be falling off too hard in this metagame. You've got a lot of fire types that are introduced in the metagame, but none of them really do the same defensive properties that
in fact,
Pokemon normal has.
plus it just beats them all.
Yeah, to be fair with Earthquake, yeah, that's a big thing. And putting it this way, it beats Aaron. It beats yeah, it beats Aaron. That's something that's to consider. I don't think actually is it? No, no, no. Speed creeping, normal can beat Aaron with like Earthquake and that, for example, which you can't really say the same. You can maybe say the same thing with
Um,
the like Magby and that, but normal being just by default ground type doesn't have to lose anything in terms of running a hidden power.
yeah. Okay. Can we talk about the losers now? Because there are a lot of them.
There are a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
First off, Electrike is completely outclassed by Elekid.
Electric loses his entire like existence. I mean, it was already kind of getting niche by the end of like the metagame. By the fact that you have Marie starting to really crop up, the electric type in general was a bit iffy. With I mean, hell, Marie was kind of falling off a little bit, but that's besides the point. Electrike's properties in the tier were kind of like diminishing. Just because it had crunch doesn't mean to say that it was that significant in terms of other
Yeah.
threats, let's say, which was starting to be really more increasing, especially like growth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And resist Thunderbolt isn't going to be just what it cuts anymore. And then you got the reason addition to Elekid, and then you got the reason addition to all these additional faster speed demons. And if you're not already like base 70 off the bat, and you're not already got other properties like, for example, genuinely solid HP and stuff like that, Electric doesn't cut in this tier anymore. It's
Yeah.
a shame, but
Yeah. You
it's
also mentioned Ekans when we were talking about Growlithe. Like, yeah, Ekans I think is falling out. Gulpin is completely outclassed by Grimo. Torchic is completely outclassed. Well, not completely outclassed by
it's
Cyndaquil, but like
mostly.
mostly outclassed by Cyndaquil. Um, Kabuto and Lovitar just have a lot more competition for normal resist. Like they do have some like unique aspects with Kabuto being a water type and Lovitar having dragon hands, but I still think they're going to have a lot of trouble keeping up with just new, better normal resists.
I think the addition of Horsey, Lombre, and Love Disc will all negatively affect Kabuto, combined with the fact that you've got too many normal resists added to the tier, combined with the fact that Kabuto's properties in this tier are completely like next to nothing. I don't think Kabuto will survive this current meta within the tier, and it would take some genuine, serious mounting effort for Kabuto to be like genuinely viable within SU. Again, hell, it might probably drop as early as these ships because it's kind of getting niche as it is.
Yeah,
Um,
let's see. Lady and I've been advocating for dropping a long time, and I feel like Dustox being here now is probably just like Dustox for a specially bulky bug type, and Bailey for screen setter. Like that's just the final nail in the coffin. Like
and then
it's
you got
not
like
it's not hanging on after this, right?
completely indirect comparison, but technically still applies. But Love Disc running things like Toxic Substitute Protect better than Ledian
Oh
kind of
yeah.
means that yeah, that even that niche is gone for Ledian. I think it's kind of over for Ledian in this tier.
Okay.
Just the
Uh,
same Baton Pass is completely like dead in the
Yeah.
water.
And finally, Charmander. I feel like Charmander has a bit more going for it over Cyndaquil than Torchic does, but like, um, but hey, maybe it has a niche over Cyndaquil. It does not have a niche over Magby.
Hmm. I feel that. I feel that. I
Like,
mean, the most I think Charmander does at this point is, funnily enough, another belly drum sweeper. But even then, you have no priority. You have nothing else going for it. You're not going to stab on you. It's using your in theory attack stat. You don't really. I mean, you have focus punch, but again, that implies the fact that they have to break the substitute and not hit you, or they have to completely ignore the substitute and ignore that again. Like, it's kind of rough. Your move pool isn't strong enough to really like stand out in terms of being a belly drum sweeper. Your dragon dance is kind of fraudulent on this thing. Sword dance is fraudulent on this thing. Your special moves are kind of fraudulent on that thing. Because you got like Magby as one to say your speed ain't fast enough. Charmander was already considered being dropped from the tier, but when you got the recent introduction of Growlithe, of Cyndaquil, of Magby, then yeah, Charmander really falls off in this current situation.
yeah, and finally, Poliwag. You mentioned Belly Drum. That's like Poliwag has Belly Drum and Hypnosis, and that's all it has over Love Disc. And like, listen,
Even
Love Disc has the same special attack, but is faster and bulkier. And honestly, Love Disc, you could make a case that Love Disc has a better move pool.
that's kind of foul, but
Yeah, like it's
then
listen, the fact that the fact that we're talking about Love Disc, comparing it and contrasting it with the first stage Pokemon is pretty embarrassing. But like, at least Love Disc is better than this first stage Pokemon that you can find on basically every route by using the Good Rod. Okay, at least give it that.
that is mental. That is genuinely mental, man. So I've got a couple of my own. One of which I'd say is I think Parasec's a big loser in this case. You
Ah,
still okay?
ah.
Let me explain. Let me
Okay.
explain. I think there is a lot of competition that's been added with Parasect. You
Oh
still
yeah.
have Spore. You still have Spore. Don't get me wrong, but when you've got, I mean, to be fair, is there any recent healers that dropped? I don't think there's any recent healers in drop, so I don't think that's. So you're probably gonna run Parasect more as a healer rather than like a utility mon, rather than like any other shenanigans. But when you've got the likes of Bayleaf dropping to the tier, when you've got Execute dropping to the tier, when you've got Dustox dropping to the tier, when you've got no reliable recovery on Parasect, might I add. That's something
Yeah.
significant. And when your bulk is slowly fading away, and being like diminished, when you've got the likes of what is it, Bayleaf, combined with the fact that Magby dropped the tier, combined with the fact that Taylor dropped the tier, and Pidgeotto, and Delibird, you got all these mons dropping straight into tier. There's not many mons that you really benefit from. I think Parasect in terms of being in tier is a bit rough in this sort of position.
Mm,
I believe there's still hope for Parasect.
yeah.
Spore is a really solid move on its own. Aromatherapy is probably gonna be what it's like big calling, considering its competition of that is completely next to none. And you also have Sword Dance in your own right, so that's not really a bad thing. Your utility is still strong enough on its own to make sure that Parasect is pretty decent mon still, pretty like BB minus.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
Parasect's
mean,
still iffy.
yeah, even if it isn't outclassed, like the fact that there are just so many more options means it's going to be like we had a net increase of 24 Pokemon. So like we're probably having at least 20 Pokemon just fall out of the tier. And like the Pokemon that are like just outright outclassed, like that's only like that's under 10. So there are going to be some that and like some I mean some of it's probably going to be like the new ons like Pidgeotto, potentially like I don't know. I don't even know what else other than Pidgeotto.
Hmm.
Like I don't know. We'll just have to see because like this is all speculation and we'll just have to play the tier. Like, who knows? Maybe it turns out that Pidgeotto is just like super busted, and we end up quick banning it. Like, okay, that's not gonna happen, but like we're gonna have to try the tier out, and I will say once this new version has a VR, I'll make a video on that. And however, we've been going over an hour and a half,
We're
and
not. I don't think we're finished actually. There's still a few more
Okay.
things to go through.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, true. But like I feel
That's
like we're near we should be near the
we're
end.
approaching to it.
Yeah.
We've got one more loser to talk about, and then we've got a few more quick fire questions before we wrap it all up. So it shouldn't
Okay.
take any more than about 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay,
So
what's
yeah,
this one more loser?
you're gonna sound. Oh, I'm gonna sound crazy with this, but I think Farfetch is a big loser from this metagame. I think it's a big loser. I'm not talking full out the tier, but I'm talking about it goes from being one of the best, from the best mon on the tier, arguably, to I think somewhere in B plus to A minus. Like
Huh?
it falls off hard.
Didn't
I
you
think.
weren't you saying that it should rise to ZU?
Okay, let me explain.
Yeah.
So the big valid reason that Farfetch'd is generally good as a Pokemon is because of the fact that it has the likes of Flail, Sword Stance, and all forms of setup. Um, but the big issue with this current metagame and the ZU metagame of let's say the old one is that
Normal
the speed
resists.
um the normal resist are, I believe the normal resist are more prominent in this current SU metagame compared to the ZU metagame. Shuppet will be more prevalent. Rhyhorn will be
Yeah.
equally as prevalent, if not more prevalent. Onyx
It,
is still prevalent as bulls. You've still
Aaron.
got Aron, yeah. You've still got Shuppet. You technically could, in theory, wall it with Nose Pass is a huge one as well, might I add. The speedsters are even more prevalent as they used to be. I mean, Elekid and Voltorb are gonna be ran a fair bit to just check some things, at, just off the bat. Talo exists as well to provide some stuff. You look at Flail Sweepers, might I add. Why the hell does Onyx get Flail? I will never understand.
I, I don't
Uh,
know. I mean, you're not running that.
you're not running that. No, no, no. How about Reversal? Okay, Cyndaquil technically, but that's
Again,
besides
I
the point.
don't think you're running that.
That's besides the point. Your competition being added, introduced, and all that stuff, and as well as your checks and counters being completely tripled and quadrupled in this case.
You know what?
Um, it's rough.
You actually make a solid point. I think you've convinced me. Like, I don't think it's dropping, but like, yeah, you've got a point.
I'm saying it's right. It's nowhere near dropping. It's probably gonna still be A minus at the end of the day. The
Yeah.
main reason why I mentioned about all this stuff is because Farfetch'd is, as it stands, I believe the best mon that's it. It's better than Louise. And the fact that you've got a mon like Farfetch'd being completely down in the gutter this badly immediately with shifts, this says a lot about the new. This says a lot about the new tier being as much
I, I
a
mean,
lot more powerful.
25
I'd
new
say
Pokemon. Like, the tier doubled in size. Like, this is to be expected.
effectively, this is to be expected. Yeah, and a lot of them might not even be viable, but we'll have to see.
Eh.
So we're
Um,
done with we're done with the winners and losses. Let's talk. We've got four quick fire questions that I'd like to talk to you
okay.
with, and we can see what you believe will be like how you respond. So,
Okay.
question one:
Yeah.
What Pokemon do you think will be the best mon in this tier come the new VR, like come the new shifts?
Okay, there are three that I would like to like there are three specific that I think are like the ab like the ones that I want to highlight, which are Dustox, Elekid, and Aeron.
Elaborate.
Aeron, quad resistance to normal, good, like amazing physical full bulk. Just checks a lot of the current top mons. Elekid, only outsped by mons that don't have as much of an offensive presence, like Zpice looks scary, and Dustox just shuts down basically every special attacker with like a few. It's only with like some exceptions of like Magby and Natu. And also reliable recovery, can't be poisoned. Shield Dust is a really good ability.
That's true.
So like those are the three that I'm just gonna throw out there, but like I don't know, like there are a bunch of others that I think have the a lot of potential, like Magby, Cubone, Nosepass, Rhyhorn, Shuppet, Sunflora. Like like there there's a lot, and I think it's just really interesting. But like, you know, if I just have to say one Pokemon that I just like is my guess for best pawn in the new tier, Dustox. That's that's my guess. I fully am open to the possibility I'm completely wrong, but like that's what I'm throwing out there.
I hear it. I can't fault you. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I have a little bit of bias to it, but I think Cubone will probably be one of the best ones in this here.
Oh yeah.
You look up what it's doing right now in the current metagame of ZU. It's a surprising drop to say the least. But when you've got the likes of you've got big bulk, you've got big damage, you've got sword stance sweeping. Considering one of the biggest play styles currently in the metagame is Paris Spam with Thunderwave, things like Slowpoke, and you've got like a lot more Thunderwave users that can really facilitate Cubone especially. That's a big thing, by the way. Um, then Cubone is probably going to be one of the best ones in this year, just by on the accounts that whilst you have a lot more support, it's a basic straight win con. There, and to be
Yeah.
fair, it deals with Rhyhorn comfortably as well. I think. That's another
Yeah.
big thing. It's not weak to anything. Whereas it can like I believe OHKO with Earthquake, which is a big factor in trying to deal with Rhyhorn.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Next question.
Okay. Estimate how many drops you believe will happen to like drop to IU.
Um well, I mean, let's see. We had a net gain of 24 new Pokemon, so I'll just be boring and say 24.
I rate that. I rate that. I put a little bit more time on this question. I can't lie. I think I went with 15. Funnily enough, I think 15 was the answer. Um,
Yeah, I mean it's hard because like aside from the obvious ones, it's really hard to say, oh, this one is gonna suck. But like just like the the tier isn't big enough for 40 something mons.
No, no. Sadly, I mean, sadly, you can't fit every single mon in a tier at the same time. That would be genuinely silly. But
Yeah,
at least you're gonna have rises and drops. But I hold out for a lot of mons in this tier. I you've got mons like Bagon, I think, who can still like genuinely thrive, even with the fact that they're kind of iffy at this current point in time. You've got mons like Illumise that I don't think are as good as they used to be, but they're still pretty decent on the fact that they've just got good speed.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I don't. I think Illumise like Illumise is still good.
I wouldn't call it best mon tier good anymore, but it's still pretty
Well,
good, I'd say.
obviously, yeah,
Decent bulk, reliable recovery, bolt beam, thunder wave, growth shenanigans. It does a lot of things. It does a lot of things. And that's all I could say about it, really. Illumise is still pretty good at the end of the day. I don't think it'll drop as harsh as what Farfetch will, but
yeah,
again, it's more about ceiling. I think Farfetch does a high ceiling, but Illumise is gonna be more consistent. Illumise has a much higher floor in this situation.
yeah. That makes
Farfetch will fall
sense.
down to being a matchup fish. But again, we'll just have to see when the metagame develops.
Okay,
Question. So question three.
yeah.
Is there any Pokemon that you could see drop from ZU straight to IU?
Pidgeotto.
So I hear that. Elaborate.
I feel like I already said everything I have to say about it when we were talking about like all the drops. Like
Yeah, I was gonna
Farfetch'd
say.
is better, Taylor is better.
Yeah, it's like the move balls and all that stuff. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does make sense. For me,
yeah.
I went with Lubdisk actually. I went with Lubdisk.
Mm.
One of the main issues I find with Lubdisk is that when it was in SU before, it was the fastest on the tier. It could get away with being the fastest on the tier. Now you've got Voltorb in the tier. And I think a Pokemon like Voltorb in this tier, in this current time, is gonna make things a whole lot more awkward for a Pokemon like Luvdisc Thrive.
Yeah, that
Swift Swim
makes
is still gonna
sense.
be Swift Swim is still gonna be good. You have the toxic shenanigans that led basically inherited from Ledian, basically. But again, you're still overall kind of meh in terms of damage output. You don't have Hydro Pump. you don't have any real good tricks besides I'll set up rain and then click the obligatory surf ice beam HP grass and like
Um,
anti berry and whatnot.
y-
It's kind of iffy for love this, so I could genuinely see it drop to like IU, be like a
yeah,
niche mod.
makes sense. Um,
Uh, I've got one more question.
okay.
Do you believe these changes will be positive or negative for the ADVSU metagame?
I have no idea. I mean, a lot of these mons seem cool. Like, I like the idea of having more normal resists. It looks like it'll probably be like a bulkier metagame, which I like, because the current metagame is very hyper offense. I mean, in a good
Mm-hmm.
way, but like still. And also just like ZU, like the unfreeze, like took what was already an amazing tier and just made it even better.
I was
So,
gonna say.
yeah, I'll just
Mhm.
be optimistic, but like, I have no idea.
To be fair, jury's still out. It's kind of too early to call, but
Yeah,
considering this has been 2 years of wait essentially of ZU planning out some of the craziest changes to ever great. I wouldn't say grace a metagame, but like this is some of the craziest changes of any ADV metagame within a long while.
yeah,
Um, like like I believe UU isn't gonna do anything as significant as this. It will unban a few. Okay, that's probably a lie. I can't even judge about UU. Shout out to UU by the way, genuinely fun metagame. But when you've got a metagame like ZU with 20 plus drops, where you have a maximum of like 20-30 mons viable within a tier, yeah, I think it's genuinely significant that you have a lot of drops within this metagame. Hell, some mons outclassing by evolution, might I add. That is funny. Quilava being ZBL and Cynical being ZU during a metagame like this, uh, genuinely comical. But in terms of changes, I think they'd be positive. I have high hopes still with this metagame, and I'm very intrigued in like how much it'll develop over the course of how many
mm,
months throughout the years. Why the hell not?
yeah.
With that being said, do you have any closing thoughts, Elif?
No, I feel like I've said everything I can say without, trying the deal out.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair. I mean, the tier hasn't even really started just yet. This is more just speculation as we head into, I believe, the conclusion of the last hurrah tournament with ADV SU and the ongoing drops and rises within ZU. So, with
yeah.
that being said,
Although I
I
would like to clarify for the viewers that we do know for a fact that these are the Pokemon that are dropping. ZU does have an official VR.
this is the official VR. Yes, it is. Voted by most, if not all, of the council within ADV ZU, and there is a ZU Discord to help double check these shifts. So if you'd like to see that or the ADV SU Discord,
Yeah,
feel free
I'll put
to,
those in the description.
yeah, and you'll be able to check them out from there. But with that being said, I think we've covered over
Yeah.
everything. Is that right?
Yeah. See you all in the next video.
Thank you very much.